and welcome back everyone, welcome back to our second series of the night, welcome back to another round of 16 match as the winner of this series faces off against Xian. In the next round, as spawning in the bottom right hand corner of El Dorado, we have the red Protoss player. Representing Team Liquid, it is SKillous. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Cloud9. It is GuMiho. Here we go again. This is a fresh best of 3, and the winner of this series will face off against Xian in the next round. Oh boy. Once again, another Terran versus Protoss. Once again, we are starting off on El Dorado. And I do appreciate it. I do appreciate that because the format of the tournament, because of the loser's pick, does mean that we can embrace some of these otherwise vetoed maps. El Dorado is the most vetoed map in the new map pool. We rarely get to see it, only in best of 5s, and even then it's a rarity. But here at OlimoLeague, we force the players onto El Dorado. Ah, beautiful, man, beautiful. Do force it, just because again there is no veto process, and likewise it is loser's pick as well. So we have seen from time to time some players actually pick El Dorado in that kind of scenario as well. Has been a lot of fun. Has been a lot of fun. But now we do see GuMiho going for a rack expand economic opener here out of GuMiho. Meanwhile, we do see Nikita just opening up back at home into a gate expand with a Cybercore follow-up. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild, or even a gate Cybercore into a Nexus. Regardless, is selling in. And of course, one of the big features of El Dorado, which we have yet to really come to fruition in today's broadcast, is the gold bases. We have 3 gold bases, 2 in the center and 1 in the towards the southern center portion of the map as well. So 3 gold bases. We have yet to see either player expand kind of in this location, in this area, but definitely is available to our players if they so choose. Of course, in this matchup, the forward bases are quite vulnerable. They're quite exposed and quite difficult to hold on to. We'll see if either one takes that chance. As we see SKillous going for his tech of choice, it is going to be a Twilight Council from the red Protoss. Twilight Council's on the way. Working towards Blink, I would imagine. Adept does not delay the CC, as GuMiho does finish it up just barely in time. Does wrap it up. Guessing a CV. From here we can embrace our game state. Can calm things down. Now from this Blink base opener, the question becomes how many gateways? We do have 1 gateway with the main, 1 gateway with the natural, so it looks like 2 gate Blink out of SKillous. Oh, my apologies, that is a 3rd gateway being thrown down, so 3 gate Blink Stalker. Something a little bit safer, something more secure out of SKillous. He can now hold his own. This does mean that the 3rd Nexus is going to be a little bit more delayed for SKillous. Instead, he's just playing a little bit more safe. A more safer setup here from the Protoss. Meanwhile, GuMiho, he's going for his drop. He hasn't seen anything across the map. No SCV Scout, no Reaper Scout. This is the first glimpse of Protoss that GuMiho is really gaining. 7 Marine drop into the natural. SKillous, he moves out. The Stalker's out of position. Uh-oh. And Marines, they can dive in. They start to step forward, they catch 1 Adept, getting another. Yeah, SKillous is racing back home, and probes are going to be targeted. These are vanilla Marines, but so far, they get 1 probe, they get 2. Almost 3. Almost. Regardless, good damage by GuMiho. Will be forced out of the main. Going to be forced out. Likewise, SKillous still trying to be active, still trying to move out. I mean, he was attempting to earlier, but he was punished for it. And we do see GuMiho getting into Cyclones. Okay. Cyclones initially to defend, following it up with Fire, more Raxes into Cloak Banshees. GuMiho does get the lock-ons off, does defend. So far, so good. Tanks are now on the way. SKillous trying to pick off the Cyclones if at all possible, but so far is being forced back. Banshee does come in for the intercept. Oh my god, gets one, gets two Stalkers. Barely just one for now. The other's getting low. SKillous pulling back, is expanding. I believe, yep, there is an observer with the main army. But SKillous is in a bit of trouble, and GuMiho, he just does not back up. He commits here with the aggression. Ooh, gets another Stalker. Catches the observer, which means they can cloak. Oh. There's a backup observer coming in. Cloak is activated. Stalker's getting chased back. Nice concave here from SKillous. It will shut down the ground army eventually. Yeah, the Marines are getting picked up, but the Banshees are going ham. Banshees, they get so many shots off. Nova goes off, the tank under fire. SKillous, he wants a tank, but doesn't quite get it. God, these Banshees are getting so much DPS done. And where's the observer? There we go. They're racing back home. Finally, nice cleanup here out of SKillous. He shuts down the tank, shuts down the medevacs, cleans up the Banshees. At least he's trying to. As SKillous does hold. At a cost, though. Looking at the unit so sad, that was 9 Stalker kills. That was an insane amount of Stalker losses for SKillous. Insane amount of losses, but SKillous does hold. More importantly, he does hold on. Now it's being active, moving out across the map. GuMiho is still on 2 bases, and where is the 3rd CC? It's just now halfway done. Very late 3rd base for the Terran. He was hyper aggressive, hyper committed. In the end, wasn't quite worth it. I mean, losing the tank and the medevacs was brutal. SKillous, he trades, blinking out their ult, pulling back, hiding away from the ramp. Nice trades, there he goes off. Massive connection. Oh my god, takes down quite a decent amount of Marauders there. Very nicely done. At the same time, GuMiho is harassing across the map, getting to the mineral lines. We have 2 Banshees towards the 3rd and 1 Banshee into the main. SKillous, he is being distracted, has to focus on the defense back at home. Has to pull away with his main army. Meanwhile, that's 9 probe kills. Oh my god. So many workers going down. And the Banshee escapes. The Banshee lives to fight another day. Meanwhile, Nova goes up. Ooh. Once again, picking up the Marauders. This one observer putting in a lot of work. Providing that high ground vision. And it's been very intense, very back and forth. Moments from both players. GuMiho finally expands. SKillous backs up. But now SKillous can embrace Colossus. Colossus production has begun. But again, I'm very impressed with how much SKillous was able to achieve with that 1 Disruptor. The Disruptor only has 2 kills on it, but did soften up so many units and allowed for more Marauders to go down. As SKillous is now taking his own 4th. Is oversaturated. We'll eventually get it up and running. Banshee's still here in the corner of the map. It is just the 1 Banshee. SKillous is being active. Does run into the main army. GuMiho is looking for another way across the map. He's shocking around. Oh, Mine Shot gets made out. Nice control here out of SKillous. Does control well. Oh, massive connection though. And Mine Shot into the center of the main army. GuMiho skirting around. SKillous trying to keep up. GuMiho's going for a double drop in towards the main. There are some Stalkers in position, but not too many. SKillous, how does he respond to this? How does he respond? Does split up his army in half. But the drop gets into the mineral line. Probes are going down. Just 2 though. Only 2 workers. SKillous does defend. GuMiho rotating over towards the 3rd. SKillous, once again, a bit out of position. And GuMiho actually heads towards the natural. The disruptor! 1 disruptor goes down. Nice pick up. SKillous turns back around. And GuMiho, he gets away, dropping into the main. Massive counterattack here towards the top side. Do we go for the base trade? We may as well. Base trade is upon us. SKillous, he commits. His main base under fire. And can SKillous pull this off? At the same time, top right also under fire as well. GuMiho has very little to defend back at home. But he's knocking down so many bases already. Yeah, time is of the essence. GuMiho is banking up an army here in the main. Likewise, SKillous needs to reinforce and warp in as best he can. But SKillous, he's supply blocked. Oof. Brutal supply block. Army sims in. Colossus a little bit too far behind. I mean, GuMiho does lose 43 SCVs, but SKillous, he has to bust into the main. And the Colossus wasting DPS on the depot. There we go. Now going for the main army. Big swipes going up. SKillous is getting ground at the same time. GuMiho takes down the natural. SKillous, does he pull away any workers here? There we go. Does pull the boys. Most of them are going to be going down. Meanwhile, SKillous, he busts into the main. GuMiho does have a ninja base. Does have a planetary. Same time, probes. Oh no! They're running into the planetary. They do scout at least. SKillous, he has to pull away. Still has a Nexus, but does need to throw a new one down. No shot. SKillous, he has no money. Okay, there we go. I freaked out for a moment. There it is. Nexus is being placed. Production under fire. And these buildings will burn down. GuMiho, he does have 2 SCVs. They're mining the planetary. They're mining at the planetary. SKillous, he rotates. GuMiho goes for another Nexus. But SKillous is going for the planetary. If he can shut this down, then SKillous, he has a win condition. So kill the planetary and snipe all these SCVs. One SCV does manage to get away, somehow, some way. SCV does escape, but GuMiho cannot afford a command center. He cannot afford a CC. So what you see is what you get. GuMiho moving forward. Shield batteries are finishing up. And this is SKillous' final stand to defend that Nexus. GuMiho is revealed. Any disruptors? No disruptors. Nice force fields though. Does lock down the army. Massive Colossus swipes going up. And I'm not so sure if GuMiho can break this. Not unless SKillous is not paying attention. If SKillous is focusing elsewhere, I mean, then maybe. Yeah, GuMiho goes for the dive. Dark Shrine now finishing up. The voids are being pulled. The juggling, the control. And nice kiting here from SKillous. Does kite back, saves the Colossus, and he cleans up the army. I mean, I say that. Oh my god, there's only 2 Colossus left. Barely an army standing. But it does stand. GG gets called. SKillous, he holds, and SKillous takes game number 1. Whew. Oh my god. GG. GG, well played. SKillous does take a lead in the series. And we'll see if GuMiho can recover. We'll see if he can force the ace match. Again, a very chaotic base trade. I was a little bit concerned because GuMiho did initiate the base trade first, and he was knocking down multiple bases at the same time. But alas, in the end, SKillous was able to get on top of the production, and likewise was able to shut down all the CCs. Alas, GuMiho, he wasn't quite able to do the same, wasn't quite able to catch all the probes. They did escape, they did manage to get another base up and running, and congratulations to SKillous. Does take a lead in the series, but now we're getting into game number 2. getting to that second game, it is going to be GuMiho's map of choice. And once again, 2 series in a row, we have the map being Ley Lines. Ley Lines is coming up next. Oh. Is coming up next here. And we'll see if GuMiho can recover and force the ace match, or if SKillous wins it all here and now. Again, just very impressive showing so far by SKillous. But last set is merely the first step. It's still a best of 3. Still could go either way. Best of luck. Go as we are just getting things ready, getting things set up. The bracket is progressing though. We're getting in towards the quarterfinals. We already have, I believe, a series lined up for us. After we wrap up SKillous versus GuMiho, we will be jumping into Solar versus Trap. Is our quarterfinals match. Meanwhile, we do have some other big names in the bracket as well, which we will eventually see, I'm sure. Players like Clem, players like Hero. But I'll be honest, it does feel like the lower half of the bracket is stacked. The lower half of the bracket does feel a little bit more, does feel more stacked than the upper half. Regardless, here we go. We're getting into our next game. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the South Korean Terran player down in this series. We'll see if he can recover. Representing Cloud9, it is GuMiho. Goddamn, hold on. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is SKillous. Oh, the trumpets. Ah, beautiful. Here we go. As SKillous is moving out with his initial probe. My eyes are on SKillous here. A very early probe is setting up for, I would imagine, proxy gateway. Pylon has been placed, and we do have the initial gateway back at home for SKillous. We should be setting up for another gateway across the map. Now, I believe this should not be for an all-in. This should just be for a very aggressive start, or hopefully trying to punish a more economic start here from GuMiho. If GuMiho goes for a rack expand, and it looks like that is the case, GuMiho does not go for a second gas geyser, it means that that CC is going to be vulnerable to the aggression of SKillous. As a probe scout is coming in, and SKillous will confirm the timing of the CC. Rax is now just finishing, extra SCV is pulled, and GuMiho will soon expand. At least we'll attempt to. I see skills being as annoying as possible. GuMiho, he has over 400 minerals, up to 500 now. A big delay on the CC. GuMiho, he needs to expand, but that is a pretty brutal delay. Finally, the CC is going to be thrown down. And SKillous, he is poised to force a cancel. First Zealot is running across the map. Cybercore is almost done. SKillous, he's waiting for the Cybercore. Once it finishes, we should be seeing a Stalker. There it is. Stalker is proxied, and Adept from across the map. Now, the reason why the Adept is back at home is because it is faster than the Stalker. It can shade across the map and reinforce that much quicker. Reaper moves out, runs into the Zealots, and now GuMiho has a better idea what's going on. There's no reason for the Zealot to be out here without good reason, and that reason is going to be the proxy. We see SKillous making use of the tall grass. Does hide within it. Nice control so far. Does break line of sight. Meanwhile, the CC is delayed. The Stalker has arrived, and the Reaper has to race back. Now, we do have a Marauder-based opener out of GuMiho, so with the help of the Marauder, the Stalker's under fire. Oh my god, massive pickup! The Stalker! Stalker survives! Somehow, someway, the Stalker does live. GuMiho, there's a cancel, massive pickup. That is the least that SKillous wanted, and he got it. For the cancellation. Now, with the help of the bunkers and with these Marauders, GuMiho will defend the main. But SKillous, remember, he was not all in. Remember, this was not an all in. SKillous, he's just chilling, just expanding back at home, transitioning, working to get into the mid game. Reaper does confirm, does get eyes on the expansion. Did not see the tech, as the tech just got thrown down, but regardless, GuMiho is at least aware that there's no all-in. As GuMiho is setting up. Getting into his 3-1-1 setup. Reaper Scout still denied. GuMiho still does not know what's going on. Could be Stargate Phoenix once again, or it could be something quite different. 3 Blink Stalker. Speaking of gateways, that is the 3rd gateway on the way for SKillous. So just like the previous game, 3 gateways. Sorry, apologies, 2 gateways. I guess 3 counting the proxied one. I guess. So 3 Gate Blink. Ooh, GuMiho, he does get across the map with that Widowmine drop. He's still being contained on 1 base. But the mine drop does hit the natural, and does SKillous react in time? Does he respond? As the mine drop comes in, SKillous does pull the boys. Oh, the mine shots! Big connections! Oh my god. 3 pros go down for 2 Widowmine shots. Not bad. Oh, that could have been so much worse, though. That was terrifying. It was terrifying, as SKillous, he still reinforces across the map. Soul's in position here to delay. Stim is not quite done. As GuMiho is still contained. He just wants to expand. Oh, nice pick off. Marauder goes down. Does SKillous get both? Widowmine shots, or Widowmine's dropping back in, getting 3 probes. Widowmines are cleaned up. 1 more Widowmine into the main. Some staggered play, but it does go down to the probe. Probe falls. And SKillous, he can blink into the main as well. He thinks about it. Can we find the probe with the kill? It's one of these bad boys. Was it a gas probe? Oh, it was the Adept. Never mind. The Adept did get the kill. I was hoping it was a probe. But never mind. Adept does have both Widowmine kills. As GuMiho breaks out, finally GuMiho expands. Took a while, took a long time. As GuMiho takes his natural, I mean, SKillous, he already has his 3rd. He already has his 3rd base getting saturated. SKillous does have a very comfortable economic lead. 52 probes to the 38 workers of GuMiho. But it comes down to the ground army. It comes down to the army supply here, as GuMiho does have a hefty force of Marines, Marauders, and tanks. Up! SKillous, he dives in. He catches the Metamac. Good chunk of Marines as well. Better start for SKillous. GuMiho breaks out. And SKillous, can he hold? Can he survive this? Army supplies are neck and neck. That is 3 tanks though for GuMiho. Hoping to get within range. Hoping at least. Tanks are sieging. Ooh, big tank boys going off for the Stalkers. Reinforcements on the way. And GuMiho is committed. But now there's a Colossus and Charge. Charge is done. Colossus have arrived. And SKillous, he does dive in. He gets 2 tanks. There's still 2 left. Tank boys are going up. Ooh. But the third and fourth tank go down as well, just purely Marines and SKillous. He cleans this up. GG gets called, and SKillous, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. Wow, GG, well played. SKillous with the 2-0. Again, a very strong start here in game number 2. Was able to contain GuMiho, and GuMiho, he had such a hard time expanding and breaking out and getting into his natural. Just could not occur, could not happen. GG. GG, well played. SKillous does take it in the end, and now we are getting ready here for our next series. We're getting ready for our first quarterfinals match. Oh,